Hey friend, welcome back to the show. I'm Phillip. I hope your week has been at least somewhat peaceful. Maybe it wasn't perfect, but I hope you still found a few small moments that help you keep going. A breeze, a conversation, or that quiet voice saying, "Okay, I can take one more step." Today, I want to talk about something every one of us will experience many times across life: failure. It rarely feels comfortable. It often hurts, but it shapes us in deep and meaningful ways. Most of us prefer success, progress, and control. We like plans that work the way we imagine, but in real life, we can care deeply, prepare well, give our best, and things still don't turn out the way we hope. And when that happens, we start questioning ourselves. Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I shouldn't have tried. Maybe I don't have what it takes. Psychology reminds us that failure isn't rare. It's a normal and recurring part of being human. And it feels painful because our identity is often tied to the thing we do. Success lifts our confidence. Failure lowers our self-esteem, triggers doubt, and can leave emotional mark, especially when it touches those we care about, like work, family, calling, or relationships. Moments of rejection, missed opportunity, or underperformance don't just disappear. They quietly shape how we see ourselves and whether we still dare to try again. But failing doesn't automatically produce growth. Some people don't become stronger after failure. They retreat, avoid risk, and shrink their courage. Growth happens when we pause, reflect, and make meaningful out of what's happening. Without that, failure simply becomes an unprocessed memory. So, the real question isn't why did I fail, but when failure happens, how do I understand it and how do I respond? Why do we fear failure so much? We aren't born afraid of it. Babies fall while learning to walk, but they don't feel ashamed. Fear of failure is learned, often because failure becomes tied to words. Over time, "I failed" turns into "I am a failure." Deep down, we aren't just afraid of losing opportunity. We are afraid of losing acceptance, belonging, or respect. Many cultures praise success as proof of value and treat mistakes as weakness. So we learn to avoid risk, stay safe, and protect our image. That may reduce embarrassment, but it also limits growth. A healthier mindset is to see failure not as a verdict, but as a signal. It rarely means you are not good enough. More often, it means in this situation, this approach wasn't the best fit. It's feedback about timing, communication, structure, energy, or expectations, not a judgment on our worth. When failure becomes information instead of condemnation, curiosity replaces shame. Another important shift is realizing that not all failures are the same. Some are simple mistakes, habit, focus, or routine issues that can be improved through better structure. Some are complex failures, shaped by unclear expectation, pressure, miscommunication, or system design, where blaming one person is unfair and unhelpful. And some failures are exploratory. They happen when we step outside our comfort zone, experiment, and innovate. These failures belong to growth. They are signs of courage, not incompetence. So, instead of asking, how do I avoid failure? A better question is, what kind of failure is this, and what can it teach me? Failure also needs a safe environment. In many families, workplaces, or communities, mistakes cannot be acknowledged honestly, so people hide them, carry pressure silently, and repeat the same struggles. Research on psychological safety shows that when people feel safe to say, I messed up, here's what I learned, failure turns into shared learning instead of private shame. That's one reason some people say failure can be a gift, not because it feels good, but because it invites reflection, humility, realignment, empathy, and courage. Many meaningful forms of maturity grow out of seasons we would never have chosen, but that later change the way we live. A powerful example is Masayoshi Son, founder of SoftBank. His career includes huge wins and enormous failures. During the dot-com crash, SoftBank lost nearly all of its market value, and Son lost tens of billions on paper. Instead of treating failure as humiliation, he separated vision from execution. He admitted his timing and risk strategy were wrong, but he didn't abandon his long-term conviction about technology. He restructured, shifting to fewer, more strategic investment, including an early stake in Alibaba that later transformed SoftBank. Years later, after the WeWork collapsed, he again said publicly, I was wrong, then adjusted governance, slow investment pace, and change decision structure. The pattern is clear. He acknowledged failure honestly, reflect on the system behind it, and turn pain into structural change, not self-condemnation. Failure become information, not identity, not destiny. And that's a powerful lesson for all of us. If you are walking through failure right now, if something didn't work out, a door closed, or a plane collapsed, I want you to hear this. Your failure does not define you. It may be signaling that something in your rhythm, expectation, strategy, or environment need to shift. It may be inviting you to pause, reflect, ask for support, or realign what truly matters. Growth doesn't always happen overnight. Healing takes time, but the willingness to face failure honestly without running from it or attacking yourself is already a step toward maturity. Immature people see failure as humiliation. Mature people see failure as a teacher. And even when it still hurts, it does not have to be the end of the story. If today's conversation encouraged you, feel free to share it with someone who is trying hard but still afraid of failing. Thanks for spending this time here with me. I'm Phillip, and I will talk to you again in the next episode.